All right, well, his ex-wife, we're talking about A-Rod here, is speaking out about the man behind the scandal.
Otis Livingston now with a closer look in today's edition of Overtime. Hey, Otis.
Can't get enough of A-Rod, and we've all wondered at one time or another, what is Alex Rodriguez thinking? What better person to give us insight than his ex-wife, Cynthia Rodriguez, the one he betrayed, who gives an interesting perspective in the latest edition of New York Magazine. The cover article is entitled, A-Rod Isn't Looking for Sympathy.
Were you guilty of any of these charges?
No.
Did you do any PEDs?
No.
Did you do anything that they accuse you of doing?
A-Rod sounded pretty convincing 2 weeks ago on the Mike Francesa show, but many people don't believe him. After all, he lied to Katie Couric in 2007 about doing steroids.
No.
But Cynthia says sincerity isn't the real issue. Quote, he's trying to say the right thing, trying to fit in. I would say immature, not insincere. Alex and Cynthia divorced in 2008 after reports of his affair with Madonna. Just one example of A-Rod giving himself bad publicity. How about this picture from Details magazine? His candid topless photo in Central Park. Cameron Diaz feeding him popcorn during the Super Bowl. And there are many more. Here's Cynthia's take on A-Rod's psyche, saying, quote, I used to say to Alex, don't you just know what to do? Don't you just have that voice in your head that tells you? He said, no, I don't. I think looking back, he was probably uncomfortable with his place in the world. Cynthia actually earned a master's in psychology and believes a big factor in Alex being Alex was the absence of a father figure after age 10. We spoke with a sports psychologist and got her thoughts on Cynthia's comments.
Cynthia provided a very objective analysis where she took A-Rod off the pedestal of idolatry and also said he's not an evil-spirited person either. She put him in the domain of being a human and individual with imperfections. Her comment strikes a chord from the heart. This is someone who is lacking something from a personality standpoint and needs to work through that through therapy.
And I know you're thinking Cynthia Rodriguez would be the last person to vouch for A-Rod after all he's put her through, but he actually wanted the writer to speak to her, saying, quote, you're going to love her. She's an amazing lady. I love her to pieces, and she's one of my best friends, end quote.
Does it ever end?
It never ends. You know, he doesn't surprise us at all, but, you know, the article gave us a little more insight as to the goings-on behind the scenes, Major League Baseball, the PED scandal and all that stuff, and this little bit about Cynthia Rodriguez giving us insight into A-Rod being A-Rod.
As A-Rod continues.
Yes.
Thank you, Otis.
Thank you, Otis.